right, welcome into the Gator Report, where we're coming to you from Planet Smoothie today.
I know, on location, right?
On
It's
location.
good to be here.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Officially, football season has started. We're in camp.
The excitement, right, for me, and it was almost like the night before Christmas, because I knew, NFL training camps have started, so you're starting to get those reports. College football started. They reported, I think, the same day we did. And that's moving along, and now it's high school football.
There you go.
And then even further on down the board, middle school, my son's going to be playing middle school football, so he reported. So, it's football season, and it's like you have that lull of non-football activities going on, and here we are.
The dead zone is over.
And here it is.
Yeah.
So I think we have football all the way to December now.
There you go. Well, excited to talk to you about the schedule. So what's the countdown to the first game?
So our first preseason game is the 15th against Mineola. And Mineola will be here at the home field. We have 7 home games across the season at the Swamp, which is going to be good for our boys. It's going to be fun for us. Our families can come and be there. Not that they don't travel well, but it's just always fun to be in the friendly confines of Gator Nation. But so a lot of opportunities for our students to come out and the families in the area, and that's been a big push for you and I to make sure that we're building it for the community,
That's right.
for our boys and our community, and for everybody to come out, whether your child's playing or
cheer,
band, or if you're just someone who lives in Connerton or Lakeshore or in the area to come to a football game.
Yeah.
It's the greatest sport out there. I'm partial. I get that, but nothing really tops Friday Night Lights.
There you go. So we're going to dive into each individual game a little bit today. But you mentioned middle school football. Is he playing Pineview?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man,
so
I might have to get out there and do
that. So Coach Gallo is going to move down to our receiver coach, Coach Gallo. He's going to move down to be the head coach at Pineview.
Right.
Which I'm really excited for him because he was one of my kids I coached at River Ridge. And then, his goal was to go off to college, right, and play football. And he did that. He set his goal and went out and did it and got his degree and came back. And then when he came back to the area, he said, Coach, I want to get into coaching. And I said, well, come here. So we've been kind of, teaching him and grooming him and trying to make him understand all the things that go in and out of it. And then this opportunity at the middle school came along. And I saw how he coached and helped me coach with my, the young kids on flag football.
Yeah.
And he just has a way with the younger guys. He did a great job at high school, don't get me wrong. He did a great job as the JV. But I saw him really get into his element coaching.
Yeah.
And so
he's got a lot of energy.
Yes.
He's very outgoing.
In the knowledge, and he kind of breaks it down, very simply for the guys. And I just think it'd be a perfect fit. So when we sat down and interviewed with Miss Warren over there, he came in and really knocked out his interview, and he told me he had some reservations. I don't know if I want to take this on. I still want to be here with the high school. And I said, part of what we're doing is not only trying to get the Friday nights, the kids that want to go on to college and play, but developing coaches too. That's important. That's the model that has been set for me. The NFL, college. You're always on that stepping stone if you're a coach.
Right.
For me, I'm at the other end of it. This is where I want to be. I'm great with it.
Right.
But younger coaches, they like to use this and move on, go from a position coach to a coordinator, to their own job, to college, and so on.
Right.
So I think this is a great move for him, that he's still going to be working with us. They're going to be installing the same thing that we run.
Yeah.
And then it just makes it easier transitioning, if those boys come over to Land O'Lakes.
Yeah.
It just makes a lot of sense.
And they play the games in our stadium. For anybody that doesn't know, I think it's Wednesday nights.
Tuesday
nights. So you got
Tuesday, yes.
Yeah, Tuesday. Then you got the Thursday JV games, and then finally,
So yeah, it's really good. He's found himself some pretty good coaches that are going to be under him, and I know he's excited to go. And he's been, he's still helping out on our staff. And he's like, Coach, it's like a Band-Aid coming off. But you were right. When you become a head coach, the paperwork is outstanding. And I'm like, I know. I tried to tell you that you won't be able to do both. So,
all right.
Well, so that's a lot of good things. Football's back.
Yeah. So let's talk about that first matchup, Lake Mineola. We've already played them before, right?
Yeah. So last year we were at Lake Mineola. It's a longer trip for us. We went out there, but I liked how we played out there. It kind of gave us a spark to what we're doing in our RPO games. I thought it was like Chance Houston's coming out party a little bit. He threw the ball well. We discovered Clemente was a dude in that game, and amongst other players. And it was a great atmosphere. I loved going out there. This year they're going to be here at the Swamp with us. They have a new coach. Their offense is going to be a little bit different. We've already kind of took a look at some film that they put out. They're running a version of triple option. At least that's what they gave us. They have athletes across the way. It's going to be a challenge at first to install that triple option because that takes a lot of time to massage and get it right. But when you run it good, as you saw at Williston,
Yep.
it is a good offense.
Yep.
So it depends how far along they are with that. But traditionally, Lake Minneola has been a good football school.
Yeah.
So it's a good test for us early.
Yeah. So that's a preseason game, so it doesn't really go against your record, right?
Right. It doesn't go against our record. My philosophy on preseason games is you want to try your stuff out and see if majority of your stuff is working. Take a little risks on some things. If you want to try something new, and if it goes south, it's a preseason game. We're evaluating players and making sure we have the guys plugged in the right place.
Yeah.
Because you're 90% sure when you're going into it, but at the end of the day, we're just playing against Land O'Lakes right now.
Yeah.
And we'll never see them on our schedule.
Right.
So it's got to come up what we're seeing on those films as we compete through summer practice.
Right.
Or fall practice. I guess we're in fall now, even though
Yeah.
it's blazing outside.
Yeah, fall in Florida. Okay, so let's move into the first regular season game is River Ridge.
Yep.
They went 7-4 last year. Good team. Beat us by 1 point. If I recall that game, we had some hiccups on special teams a couple different times, so that one snuck away from us.
Well, yeah, and that would have been a difference on a lot of things, and you kind of look back at what we did well and what we did poorly last season to put us in the position. I mean, that would put you at 5-5. Maybe we're talking playoffs then, right? Because we had a very strong strength of schedule. But I mean, the saying is there's perception reality, right? Were we good, bad? I don't know, but the reality is we ended 4-6.
Right.
And one of those losses was River Ridge. Now, I will tell you this, Coach Reed over at River Ridge, he was one of my teammates back in the day. I'm glad he's out there. I think he does a heck of a job. And I told Fred at the end of that game, I said, more than X's and O's, I mean, you had your guys coached up, ready to play 4 quarters. Because at one point, I think we're up by 20.
Yeah.
And it kind of came apart for us.
Yeah.
And to have your guys stay behind you that whole time and fight and claw, get back in it to get a last-minute win, I mean, he did a great job with them. So we threw some 7-on-7 with them. They have a really good safety. I mean, Fred's going to have them ready to play.
Are they returning a quarterback, do you know?
I think they have a new quarterback.
Okay.
Right.
All right, so that definitely might be more challenging for them. We'll see. And that'll be on the 22nd of August. Mm-hmm. And then we move to Cypress Creek.
Yeah, Cypress Creek. Last year,
They struggled last year.
They struggled a little bit last year, but I mean, looking across the board, it always seems like they have a bunch of guys across the field and good-sized players.
Yeah.
I know they were short. I think one of their safeties, who was a Division I commit, when we had played them,
Injured.
Injury, slight boo-boo or something was what I heard.
Yeah.
But I mean, you never know what you're going to get with Cypress. I think that they have the talent there.
Yeah. Other games were getting more competitive
as
the season
and I think
went
they
on.
found their rhythm going later into it.
Yeah.
I think Coach Johnson does a good job over there with them, and they're going to be ready to fight because I'm sure they were not very happy with what happened last year.
Yeah.
And I think they are better than that. So, but always a good way to play Cypress, just in our proximity, and they're going to be at our house this time. So.
Okay, and then here's a new one for me. I don't think we've faced Dunedin before.
So Dunedin replaces Williston. Williston, we fulfilled our 2-year contract with them. There was an opportunity to come out that they wanted to come to us. Gives us an additional home game. I coached with Coach Climby in one of the All-Star games. He does a good job. I think he's actually a alumni of Dunedin.
Okay.
So I'm sure he's there for long term to build that program.
Yep.
And just seeing some of his posts, it looks like he's turning the tide over there. What's going on, and doing a good job with the boys, and his numbers are climbing. So I look forward to facing him.
Yeah, he wasn't there last year.
He was not.
Yeah, so 3 and 7.
At least I don't think he was.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
know
so
there was a
either.
transition.
But I had them at 3 and 7 last year, so we're expecting they're gonna make some improvements for sure.
No question, and I think they will over climbing.
Yeah. So that game is September 5th. That's my anniversary, so maybe I'll invite my wife to the game.
I'll invite her. She's always welcome. Hey, it's football. Some of those things have to go in the back seat, right?
right.
It's like my wife and I's anniversary was the day we were cleaning up the stadium, so it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It's football season.
All right, so then we get into what I would say is the first of several. I don't want to say buzzsaw games, but going to be some tough games. We get into the next 3, the stretch. Starting with Zephyr Hills, went 8-4 last year.
Yep.
Always a tough program.
Yep, very good.
They graduated
Pickett.
Mm-hmm. They graduated their quarterback too, maybe.
I believe so, and I'm told they have another quarterback there. I believe.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna. Next guy's gonna step right in. Coach is in his 9th season there, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be a tough game. I think last year we played them pretty tough. Most of the game.
Oh, it's been the past 2 seasons. We've been, right on the brink, going back and forth. I think 2 years ago we were up at halftime. It snuck away from us, and then we drove down the field and we're on the 2, and we threw a pick.
Yeah.
If you remember that,
Yeah.
same thing last year. It was kind of back and forth. We found a good version of our run game against them.
Yeah.
And then we were again driving down the field, and it came down to a last minute, ball to the end zone, and we just didn't get it. So.
Yeah.
Very exciting games to stand on the sideline, and I'm sure in the stands as well. I think Coach Carroll does a great job for his boys over there. They have a ton of athletes, and you lose maybe a DJ Pickett, but someone else is coming through.
Yeah, I think I read here they got a transfer for a senior coming in to play quarterback from the Villages. So yeah, that's obviously going to be a tough game. And that is September 12th, and then we roll into Leesburg.
Oh, and that's at our place. No, that's at our place this time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we were there last time.
Yeah,
so,
we were there. So, but it's a really good atmosphere at Z Hills when you're over there. And then I thought they traveled well, and it was a good atmosphere to play in the swamp. So,
Yeah.
and Coach Carroll's going to have him right, and it's going to be a slugfest. So it's always fun to play him.
There you go. Okay, then the following week, September 19th, Leesburg.
Yeah, Leesburg, we're going to be at Leesburg. And I thought that was kind of a defining moment for us last season. Ultimately, we ended up losing that game. But for us, we kind of stood as coaches. We looked across, and they had some pretty talented players across the way. And right away, we were down 10-0. And I'm thinking in my head, ooh, are we going to respond to this? And the boys, they competed, they came out, they fought. I think by halftime we were up, if I remember. And then we ended up losing it in a last-second field goal. But that's when I saw the toughness really come through on this team, and playing for each other, competing, and a lot of good things. I mean, it was a loss, but there was a good side to that loss, because I thought they felt like, because Leesburg's a solid, they have talent, they've been traditionally very good, and they saw that other side of it, that they could do that. You know what I mean? So I was, excited for that change a little bit, and that's kind of where we flipped the switch a little bit. I'm excited to go there. I haven't been there and played them.
How long is that? A long drive?
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half, I think.
Okay.
So we'll be on the bus, but I like those. I like when the boys get to be on the charter bus and go and kind of sit down and feel like it's almost a little college feel to it, because you got to
Right.
travel a little bit.
Sure.
And I like that. And then we get off the bus and kind of have to get yourself geared back up because, it's nice to get on the bus, put your headphones in, kind of relax a little bit, and then get geared back up. So looking forward to that one.
I think they're returning their quarterback. He'll be a senior, but it might have been a coaching change over there.
Yeah, there is a new coach. Yes, because I talked to him. Their head coach went to be a coordinator somewhere. So yeah, they'll have a new style offense, defense, like usual, but we'll figure it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we got Zephyr Hills, Leesburg, 2 tough games,
Yep.
and then we go to the district champ, Mitchell, on September 26th. And we know they're returning Caden Thomas at QB1.
Yep.
So that's going to be,
They have a good receiver to match up with them. I think they lost their running back, but they're so ingrained into the system they run, and they run it very well consistently. That those little changes like that, I don't think really affect them because they still have the guys.
Right.
But that's what I love about our district is Mitchell's good, Wiregrass is good, Sun Lake's getting much better, and they're going to be good.
Yep.
We're trying to turn the tide on that and be consistent in what we do.
Yep.
And you get into good big football games. So Mitchell will be at our house this year. After a nice run in the playoffs last year, I think they went back to. They played West Boca, which it's our goal to be able to get to play one of those teams like that.
Yeah.
And see what we're truly made of. But I look forward to it. I mean, that game was kind of back and forth a little bit. I think we had one of our biggest offensive outputs against them at maybe 550 yards. Towards the end, we got down after a big sack and a strip sack for a touchdown, and that kind of turned it to their favor. But we rallied back and kept it close, and then ultimately we did lose it, but one of our better offensive performances.
Yeah, I think we might have had a big kick or punt return in that game early on. So definitely.
I think that was the first play of the game.
Yeah.
We RPO'd it, hit Clemente, and he took off down the sidelines.
Yeah.
And the heart of their team showed because they had 3 guys in pursuit and weren't quitting. So
yeah.
And we got run down.
That's one I think. It's you got to be at the top of your game for 4 quarters.
Agreed.
You can't. You got to get stronger, and you got to get faster as each quarter goes by if you're going to win that game. That's my
Agreed.
thought anyway.
And as far as our conference goes, I mean, since I've been here at Land O'Lakes, we're 1-2 against them, so we want to even up on that.
Sure. So that's the 3-game stretch that I think is going to be the toughest on the schedule. Just my opinion. And then we get into October and the back half of the season, and we start off with Sun Lake.
Yep, the Butter Bowl at their place this year. I mean, for me, that's what high school football is supposed to be about. I mean, no matter what the record is, the fans are in the stands, the students there, they have their student section, they're all dressed the same color, they're all ready to go.
Yeah.
And that
fun.
Atmosphere is
so
fun, and I think it's a shining star for Pasco County that Land O'Lakes and Sun Lake to get to be in that game.
Yeah.
And they've been improving very quickly. So it's going to be, they go back and forth with a couple things that they do well.
Yeah.
They lost their pretty good rush. End to, where'd he go? JMU, I think, possibly.
Okay.
But they have athletes over there that do a good job. They just need to put it together, and I think they're going to be fine.
They had a couple of stormy years. Then they got Coach Fulmer, who's taking it in a trajectory is like this. So
I think with him you get consistency,
right,
and I think that's what a lot of programs kind of lack over a long term. Like they're flipping coaches. Nobody can run the same thing or get a feel for what you want or you need.
100%.
And I think he's been there. Is this his 3rd year?
Yep.
Yeah. I think it's his 3rd year. And so now there's consistency.
Yeah.
Just like in our program, we have consistency.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and the history of that Butter Bowl game, whenever Sun Lake opened, that's really when Land O'Lakes football took a hit, because half the dudes went to Sun Lake, and the rivalry was born. I think most of the skilled players, we still had skilled players, but all the line, all the big boys ended up at Sun Lake, and the rivalry was born. So, and it's never went away.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but that's perfect. I mean, that's a great atmosphere for football. You know what I mean?
It is,
I love it.
It's a lot of
it's
fun.
amazing.
It's a lot of fun. They got the shirts they're selling in the school the week before, beat Sun Lake and all that good stuff. So it's cool.
And it's something that the both students can get behind. And that's just how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So it's good.
And then October 17th, Nature Coast. Runner-up in 3A last year. I think they have a new coach.
Yep.
I don't know much about them.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about them either. So do they stay with their kind of beast, hammer you kind of offense, or are they going to do something drastically different? Won't know. Won't be able to tell until later on.
Yeah.
But, with Nature Coast, you get some big boys up there, for their line, O-line, D-line, traditionally. And I expect more of the same. And they usually have a very good running back, no matter if he's a freshman or a senior. Okay. So, like I said, I don't know much about them going forward right now, but that's traditionally since I've been here in Pasco coaching football. So I assume the same.
Then the following week is October 24th, Wiregrass Ranch. Now, we all know how tight those games are. I mean, last year was overtime, right?
Yep.
And then we upset them the year before in the last game of the season. That was amazing. And so that's always, next to Sun Lake, that's my favorite game.
Yeah. No, they're well coached and they have dudes. I mean, that's just what it is. And, they've been, my first year, we went out to their place and had a pretty good day for Land O'Lakes out there. I think it was like 50 to something crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's progressively gotten, better. Yeah. And I know Coach over there has had some really good years with different players, with his quarterback and some receivers and throwing his rockets and stuff like that. So I think that was an anomaly year when we went out there. But then, last year, 2 years ago, when they were at our place, what a fun game. I mean, just the atmosphere, the everybody I think was on the edge of their seat.
Yeah.
And you didn't know which way it was going to go until the final bell rung, and it was great. And then last year, we go out there. I guess you would have called us the underdogs in it,
right?
Because of our record in it,
right?
But a couple plays back and forth here. I think that gets enough points to get into the playoffs.
And that was
it was, the frustrating hard part was that one on the goal line, we were an inch away and we couldn't punch it in.
Yeah.
So I feel we'll have more of that against Wiregrass. The boys like to play Wiregrass and they get up for that game. Yeah. So it's good.
Some of those on to our side here this year.
But that's the exciting thing about how we've worked the schedule this year. There's no pushovers. There's nobody that we're just going to run over. And I think it's not just Land O'Lakes, but any team that would come in and grab the schedule, they're not just going to easily run over these teams.
Yeah.
Right? We want our boys to compete. I want to compete. I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
Right? They want to be pushed. So.
Yeah. And then we wrap up the season with Wesley Chapel.
Yep.
On Halloween.
Ooh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
What are you going to dress up as?
I don't know. I was thinking maybe a PA announcer.
I was going to dress up as a coach. And that's scary enough.